kind of got the stretched aspect ratio today, but I guess that's okay. Always something new. Well, what I thought we'd do today is we'll look into just the discussion. I feel like since the majority of the class isn't actually in the classroom, I can just spend this time, a couple minutes here to catch up on some introductions. So let me dive into this. I think it just makes people feel like they're more part of the course. So unread, here's a Torian. See what a Torian's up to. Lived in the Bitterroot off and on 16 years. Last 3 years have been spent managing and maintaining 36 apartment units in Corvallis with my wife Tiffany and our boss Joan. I have 3 amazing sons ranging in age from 1 to 10. They are a handful and cause a lot of chaos in my life, but I wouldn't trade a single moment with them. Last semester, I graduated with my AA from the Bitterroot College, and my goal is to double major in sustainable energy and technical writing. Nice. Brutal honesty is appreciated, okay? Well, and what you'll see here, Torian, and hopefully you caught those, the few things that Tim said on Tuesday. He's pretty brutally honest with the writing, and the idea is to, fix the errors now and have, better writing as we move through the degree and then on the future. My main interest being microbial fuels. You might want to, in that case, Antonian, consider taking Brian Kern's 2 courses, one in biofuels and one in alternative fuels. And I assume you're talking about algae and things like that. Alternative nuclear fuels such as thorium. I've heard thorium is kind of becoming a new buzzword recently. I've even heard that in a lot of ways thorium was superior to uranium for a variety of reasons, but just due to some historical flukes did not become the fuel of choice. So interesting. Very interesting things like being done all over the world with these types of systems. I would like to be on the front lines of development. Super. One thing I might just say, Torian, is you might want to talk, see if you can look up Hugh Jesse, and his last name is spelled Jesse. He was trying to convince me to look into bringing a thorium reactor to the University of Montana, and I've got enough balls in the air, but if that's something you're passionate about, Hugh is pretty keen on it, and you might look him up. So, and also, Torian, change your headshot there so we can see your picture. Oh, I was on this thing watching my own YouTube a couple nights ago, just making sure the video and audio was all right. It was already closed captioned. And I don't know if that was sitting there in the background, if that's done while it's being uploaded to YouTube or processed there, or if the software runs in real time and tries to keep track of the words while it's being broadcast, and it wasn't that accurate either. I don't know if I was talking too quickly or using a lot of technical jargon, but it was there. Closed captioning.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. There's a Torian in the Bitterroot. Tynan, that's you. Yep. So Tynan's here. Just moved to Missoula at the beginning of the summer. Moved here from Havre, where I attended Northern for a short time. Married, have 3 pretty cool kids.
Where I'm from, you'll like the move.
Same old vet, trying to fit in a crowded, fast-paced college. Well, we try to keep it as casual as possible. And the first week is always hectic, so thanks for bearing with us. Modern-day nomad. I feel that. Yeah, I've traveled to 21 countries. Nice. Lived in 12 states. New Hampshire. I've lived in New Hampshire for a little bit. Neat part of the country. Other than traveling, I enjoy metal art, metals, land navigation. So when you say land navigation, are you using a GPS or doing geocaching or any of that kind of stuff? Or
no, using a 100,000 map with a protractor and a compass.
Old school. Okay.
It's modern land nav, and then I try to match my own personal base camp through elevation with GPS, telling me how far I've gone.
What kind of terrain are you in mostly?
Mostly hilly mountains.
Okay. Wooded or open or?
Both.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I spent the whole summer in the gates of the wilderness. I walked maybe 15 miles, and I got within about 10 steps of my average pace count now at 100 meters per.
Impressive,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I did a little bit of orienteering as a Boy Scout, and there's a couple times I nailed it. I was, I don't know, a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck, but man, right there's the stick. And
That's neat.
or even like speed orienteering is kind of fun too, because you're trying to move quickly but still keep track of your paces. So yeah, I like that. Yeah, summer job.
I worked at the Forest Service, so every day it was map and compass, and it gets to be a lot of fun.
It is, you learn a lot, especially in the maps, trying to figure out which hilltop you're on compared to the greens.
Right. Triangulating.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I like the introduction. One thing, not to be critical, but I've tried to move away from the word alternative energy. I think it's, it might have made sense kind of in the 70s during the Carter administration, but a lot of times I feel like alternative energy is a phrase that gets used by the conventional energy folks to try to further marginalize it. So the words I've been using instead are either renewable or sustainable, and even, this is a word that I used in one of my papers, I just called them inexhaustible. Obviously the sun is going to burn out eventually, and the world's going to quit spinning eventually, but, for all intents and purposes, we did the birthday problem last week and found out that, we're essentially consuming fossil fuels at a rate 10 million times faster than they were put here. So they are very exhaustible in multiple sense of the words, and not sustainable. So anyway, I think alternative's kind of an old school word. I don't use it much anymore. Okay, and is that what's your picture there, Tyan?
That's on top of Mount Baldy, the highest point of the Bear Paws.
Oh, cool, sweet.
Did you go to the cave up there?
And it went up, I can't remember what the name of the ridge line is, but you start on the,
Tiger Ridge?
no, it's leading up to Baldy, it's on the very west side of.
We used to hunt up there. Really good hunt. Big muleys.
All right, David Libby. David was here Tuesday, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, good. Well, anyway, and I don't, maybe he ended up getting into that safety and rigging course, but he kind of there was a little miscommunication.
We were in classes.
Oh, okay, so he's not there. Well, anyway, David, if you listen to this, you will be able to take safety and rigging in the spring, so don't worry that much. From Bloomsburg, PA, 4 weeks ago, my home, taking this class, part of my energy technology.
Oh, he was the kid who didn't get to do the OSHA class.
Yeah, and I think he was, I actually started the classes through Energy Tech, and West Campus now kind of owns it, and they forgot to include us in their
Details?
Well, yeah. Anyway, personal interests, concerts, comedy shows, sporting, hiking, hunting, sweet, biking, snowboarding. Well, you live in the right place.
Yeah.
Wind energy field. So, David, I've got one student who's been in Big Wind for several years now. His name's Robert Potts. He was at Judith Gap for a while. Now he's in Nebraska, and I hope to pipe him into the lecture here at some point during the semester. And then we have another recent grad, Ryan Carson, who's now seeking employment in Big Wind. And knowing Ryan and his persuasive nature and persistence, he'll have a great job in that field. I'm sure of it. Okay, and then there was one more unread message. Introductions. Oh, there you are, Todd. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Sometimes, all these words end up getting worn out eventually. I think a lot of people were kind of tired of hearing the word green all the time, and maybe sustainable is going to see its day too. But raising Minnesota. This is all surreal. Well, here we are. We're in cyberspace. It is a little bit surreal.
That's so good. I would attach a picture, but I'm not smart enough to figure it out quickly. Me and you
Oh.
are right on the same.
Let me show you really quick how
Well, mine was just huge.
oh,
Didn't know how to crop it?
Well, I think it was too big of a, I needed to make it smaller.
oh, so you were able to do it, but I think it's under my, if you're in Moodle, view profile, I think that's
You
it.
could add it when
Look at that big old smile, mountain in the background.
Sheesh, 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 sheesh.
you could add it.
You go top right corner.
Post, you could add it on the, it just
Ah.
showed a very small part of it, because it had too big. So-
Oh, here it is, edit profile. It's a little different each time, just kind of got to look around for it. User picture, new picture. I would think, I'm thinking however big a picture you put in there, it's going to scale it down. It's not going to just have your nose in the middle of the frame, I don't think. I mean, it says it'll take up to 500 megabytes. Another nice thing about this version of Moodle that was not the case before, and I'll just show you one little trick here. I've got a directory I just call pictures, and I've got a thing here just called latent photos. And so if I go over here, they took a pretty nice picture of me last year at the Rafato Award, and I'm just going to take this guy and plop it over there, see what happens. So I just dragged it and dropped it. I didn't have to click, type. Let's see if it's actually there.
Yeah.
Looks like it's there. Just had a haircut, update profile.
I just got my haircut this morning.
I saw that. Looks like you got the beard a little bit trimmed too.
Well, when you can't grow hair on top, you try and make up for it here.
So I would get the thing in there, and it'll size it appropriately for you. And then another thing, if you haven't used it before, PowerPoint is pretty handy for cropping photos. So right there, I just do a Control A, select all.
I've got Lightroom too.
Yeah, so I mean you can
This is
just.
just one friend sent me something I have.
Yeah, right. So, you can grab a picture, select it, insert it, and then even within PowerPoint, which pretty basic, under format, there's a crop tool. You can do that, whatever. Save it. Save. And then even within PowerPoint, you can save it as a different type of file. So down here in these drop downs under PowerPoint, you can save it as a JPEG is pretty simple. Wherever it went, JPEG. Export the file. So that's another option. There's all kinds of software to do it, but PowerPoint's pretty easy. Okay, well, hi there. That's about all I wanted to do just now. So that's the first third of the lecture. This next third, we're going to do some more math, fun, equations, energy tech math, and then we'll hop over to the other classroom. And I thought we'd start looking at Chapter 1 itself and also the first summary. So I'll pause it right here, and then we'll get into that stuff.